The Chris Paul-Scott Foster saga is getting more interesting by the day. On November 22nd, the latest chapter of the feud continued with Paul ejected from a game against his former team, the Phoenix Suns, a game officiated by Foster. Paul would say in an interview afterwards that it's personal between him and the ref. For more on that interview and ejection, check out the video we did earlier. But in a recent episode of Gilbert Arenas' podcast, Arenas would shed some light on the feud, and honestly, the details are shocking. Arena would go on to explain that Chris Paul's son was playing in the tunnels years ago, the tunnels around the arena, and Scott Foster and crew were driving by, honking at him, telling him to get the fuck out of the way, amongst other expletives. Paul would catch wind of this exchange, and like most fathers, he was pissed and wanted to fight Foster. Keep in mind that this is a little kid we're talking about, the little fella that would sit with Paul during interviews after games and make for some cute moments. Arenas would go a little further into the feud, explaining that Foster came up to Paul once in the playoffs saying, "You know you haven't won against me in closeout games?" True or not, games are played against teams, not refs. The fact that this is even a rumor is insane. The more I hear about the situation, makes it even more shocking that Foster is still an official in the NBA, especially considering just his general reputation outside of this. Arenas would later talk about how Foster, nicknamed the Extender, officiated Game 3 of the 2021 NBA Finals when the Suns were up 2-0 on the Bucks. Boom. Suns lost by 20, and the Bucks would rack up 4 straight wins to snatch the NBA championship away from CP3 and the Suns. Fun fact, Foster was the referee in that closeout game. The Suns were favored until Vegas found out the referee, and the money actually turned to the Bucks. The situation is becoming out of control, and I'm shocked Foster is still an NBA referee, and at the very least, allowed to referee games against Paul. It seems to be a clear conflict of interest. He also already had history with former disgraced official Tim Donaghy, and how is he still employed? How? Do you think the NBA needs to step in and do something with the Foster and Paul situation? Do you think Foster should even have a job in the league? Let us know below.